Hey, welcome. Really excited to have you watching our first episode of the Walkthru, a step-by-step process as we dive in today with the Wix platform to help you design a efficient website that not only looks good, but does your day-to-day operations for you and your business. It's been a long time coming talking about this kind of a step-by-step tutorial video series. We're finally putting it into action and couldn't be more happy to be able to share with you guided tours of different platforms that we use on a day-to-day basis, as well as some maybe that you use that you'd like to get more out of or learn as much as you can about it. So for this episode today, as I said, we're going to go over the Wix platform. We're going to start by just showing you how to sign up for a website, how to get the ball rolling, and then we'll just kind of do a little overview of what the platform has to offer. And from here, we'll start another video and continue down the line discussing individual sections of the platform. But for this specific episode, we'll just discuss kind of a high-level overview. So really glad to have you guys here today. First thing we're going to do is you're going to go to Wix.com. Pretty simple. You're going to get started. You're going to be taken to the login screen. Go ahead and switch over to the sign up because we're starting a new account here. Go ahead and put in your email. And sign up. It's going to ask you a question. How'd you discover it? Well, just for this argument, we're going to go ahead and say we found it on other. Now what's going to happen here is it's going to ask you a question. How do you want to start? Create my website or hire a professional? For this, we're going to go ahead and create a website. Now, what kind of website are we creating here? Pretty simple. What is it you do for your business? What is it you're going to, are you a photographer? Are you a videographer? Do you own a construction company? What is it that you're building this for? For this example, let's just go ahead and say we're going to build a blog. Now, it could be whatever you'd like it to be. It's going to ask, what do you want on your website? It's going to ask you if you want to book anything, you have any events, and we'll dive into what these options are as we get into the builder. For this specific option, we're going to go ahead and just do a specific blog, maybe some forms because we'll end up using that down the road, and we'll go ahead and hit next. Have you created a website before? For this, we're going to say this is my first time, but maybe you've created a couple for other businesses, for other ventures. Maybe you're a professional. Maybe, this is your first time, like I said. So we're going to click this is my first time. Now, you can have Wix's ADI create a website for you. It's an artificial intelligence option that they've released. This will pretty much go ahead and just do what you kind of just did. It'll ask you a bunch of questions, and it'll create and design a site for you in minutes. But if you want a little more control, which is for this specific tutorial, we're going to go ahead and choose a template. So like I said, we're building a blog website right now. So maybe it's a personal blog. We're going to go ahead and hit personal blog here. Now, you'll notice you'll have a bunch of different options. Business, are you going to do an e-commerce store, something with creative? As I said, are you a DJ? Do you do film and TV, online education courses? Are you a vlogger? And then it'll have community options. Are you a nonprofit? Are you an event planner? And then for this one, obviously we have our blog section. So what kind of blog are we writing? Let's say we're going to do a sports and wellness. I said personal blog earlier, but we're going to go with sports and wellness. So what you're going to find here is a bunch of already done for you templates that you can search through, hover over. You can view each template that you really like, see what kind of options it has, how it's designed, how it's laid out. It's a great starting point. So as you start to go through this, you can click any one of these. You also have the blank templates option. So this will just say, just be layouts, no color, no theme, no imagery, no nothing. It'll all just be blank, and you can kind of add as you go. Um, I like to start out with something already a little bit more done so you can kind of see how things work a little more. So let's go back to sports and wellness. And let's say we really like, let's see, we really like the layout of this one. So we're going to go ahead and view this. Let's see what it looks like. Gives you kind of a quick video look at it. All the blog pages on the front page, you know what your header's going to look like, all that stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and hit edit on this. So what it's going to do is it's going to pop up your website editor with the template you chose within the blog, the sports and fitness section within the blog. So as that loads, it could take a little bit of time. Sometimes Wix, it seems like it's taking a while, but everything's working the way it should, so don't worry. A little more about what we're going to be discussing today. It won't be so much the editor, but it's going to be what's on the other side of the editor. So it's going to be your dashboard, your back-end office section. But once we have this set up, we'll be able to go into our dashboard and take a look around. So being that it's a first timer and this is the first website you've ever created with this email, the questions that you've answered, it'll kind of go through all of this with you. Right now, we're just going to go ahead and hit save. Choose a domain. So here's the cool thing about Wix. You can bring your own domain. If you've purchased a domain from somewhere else, you can purchase one within Wix if you'd like. Or you can use the free option, which is youremail.wixsite.com / whatever you want your site to be. So my sports blog. So that's what we're going to use this time, as it's a free website, so we can just show you how this thing works. If you want to use your own customized email, you do that in a video down the road, but you're going to go ahead and purchase a premium website package to be able to use your own customized domain. So for now, we're just going to save and continue. Now, we're not going to publish yet because we're not going live yet. However, this is going to be your domain that you can market and promote once you're ready. Obviously, you can publish now from here, publish from up here. We're just going to hit done for now. Okay. So what are we going to do here? We are going to go find the dashboard so we can take you on a tour of everything Wix has to offer here. All right. So here we are on your dashboard for your Wix account. Now, this is the page that it's going to take you to every time you log in to your new site with the credentials that you use to sign up. This will be your dashboard. On the left side will be every option that you have, and in the middle, you've got the ability to customize how you want this to look. Okay, as it says, customize your dashboard by adding widgets to better manage and track your business. So, what are you doing your business for? How are you using it? For example, we're making a blog, so you're going to want your blog in here, your blog posts, analytics, and then anything else that you find convenient. And that we'll kind of go down the rabbit hole a little bit here in the next upcoming videos to kind of better educate you on that. But for now, on the left side, it's going to show any of the widgets that you have added. So the blog is one of them. Any other apps that you're going to go add to your site down the road, maybe a bookings option, maybe an event you want to set up, you'll want to take tickets, something like that. Those will all show up in this first section here, the top section. After this, you've got your contacts for any forms that get submitted. You've got communications, your inbox. You can actually set up a business phone number and a business email from this section. Then you also have CRM tools. You've got automations, forms, workflows, tasks and reminders, and you've got members. Wix is beautiful for membership websites. It's built in already. It allows you to build a community around, if it's your blog, maybe you want to have community members, guest writers, etc. You can do that with this site, which kind of sets it apart from some of the other ones out there. You've got marketing and SEO. Another thing that Wix is really good at, it's their SEO whiz. You want to really dive into SEO once you get your website established, but this will allow you to get a head start and allow you to be ahead of the game as you launch your site. So you've got marketing home. You want to get found on Google. You've got SEO tools, email marketing, Google My Business to set up a Google page if you have a physical address location. You can actually build social posts, make videos, um, additional marketing integrations, make your own logo if it's something that you're struggling with or still need to get accomplished, business cards, etc. So it's kind of your own little marketing department that you're at the head of the table. You run the show. You get your analytics and reports, very in-depth analytics, and can actually dive really deep to set up um, as much as you need to see and get email updates, etc. So finances, this is if you end up taking payments on your website for anything, monetize your blog, your guest writers, payouts, anything like that, recurring invoices, additional financial integrations, such as QuickBooks or things of that nature. Um, Set up invoices, price quotes, all of that. Also, we've got different channels. What's cool is Wix is obviously a website builder, but it is also operates a quality mobile app that's called Spaces. If you want to take it to another level and have a more branded experience and an app that you can download from both Apple and um, Android or Google, branded app is the new feature they just released as of this last month. So you can take it even a step further. So then you also have your settings. This is where you can handle all your back end stuff. We'll go through that in a second here. Apps, you can go to the app market or manage the apps you currently have on your site. Your content manager, this is all your images, videos, any uploads, documents, spreadsheets, any kind of content that you want to manage throughout your site, that's there. Another really cool thing that Wix has, it's called Velo. They have you have the ability to add additional coding, additional features, something that's going to take a little bit more skill if you are a newbie, but it's something you can get in to really customize your website to your liking. But additional options in your logs monitoring, secrets manager, and triggered emails as well. That's going to be a little bit different than your automations and your emails within your marketing and your CRM. But that's something we can get to down the road. So for now, let's take a look at what some of these options are. So in the blog section, because we are making a blog page, you've got your overview, any published blog posts, drafts. You can schedule out posts. You can throw away posts. Pretty straightforward there. And you can set up all your categories for how you want your blog to be set up. So as you take a look here, you can create your first blog. They'll put a bunch of samples in here so you can take a look at how they're built based on the theme that you selected. And then you can go to the editor from here. You can go create your first category from here. Wix is very good at walking you through so that you don't miss anything. Create a post from up on the top right, and you can go post from a template, a category, from WordPress, from Wix. You can integrate and import if you've already had a WordPress site and you're migrating over, or a different Wix website, and then set up your blog settings. So your blog settings are, if you have contributors, you can set them up here, additional authors, manage your notifications and your emails. Your SEO settings are right here. You can do your blog posts, see how they're customized on Google, how your categories are displayed on Google, and set up all your tags. So how this is all set up, it's very user friendly, very straightforward, and doesn't get too bogged down with anything really extra or confusing. So when you click on something on the left hand side, it's going to take you, for example, contacts. These are all the contacts you've acquired off of your website. Anybody that subscribes to your blog, anybody that's filled out a form, all of that stuff. Again, these are demos, but this is how it'll look. You can actually click into these and see a little bit more in depth of what kind of information that is kept here. Any correspondence with anybody, any notes for each person, really in depth when it comes to communicating with potential members, if it's a membership site, or readers, since we are a blog site here. So communications, again, this is your main inbox. You can send emails, messages if you've got the chat widget set up, and tie it to your current Google business account or a Gmail account. So business phone number, definitely an addition that is within the last year or so, as far as availability and what you can do. Just through the Wix Spaces app, you can set up a phone number, pay through here. I believe it's somewhere in the range of $10 a month. And you can accept phone calls through the app, send out phone calls through the app. There's a couple of different things you have to consider as you decide to do this. And if you're building the site for somebody, make sure the ownership is transferred before you add the business phone line, or you'll have some issues with that. But a lot of really unique features with that. And then from here, you can set up a business account or a business email, which is probably one of the important things that you should do if you're just starting, so that if you do set up your own automation or email list or anything like that where you're sending out emails, these email platforms definitely like a professional email. So if we started our business as My Sports Blog here, we'd want to do a mysportsblog.com. So we would buy that domain, and then we would turn that into John Smith at mysportsblog.com as that gets going. So pretty straightforward there. Your CRM tools, that's customer relationship management. What does that mean? That's how you communicate and talk to any potential, in this example, blog readers, anybody that you want to either sell something to, be a part of a community, get in contact with. This is how you would do that. And the automation section allows you to do things while you sleep. If you get somebody that fills a form out, it automatically sends an email, thank you, and says, thanks for submitting the form. All the way to automatically setting up a quote, sending a quote. Once the quote's sent and accepted, the invoice is generated. The invoice is sent automatically. Once it's paid, it marks that it's paid. They get a follow-up email. It goes really far down the line and can do a lot. As you can see, it's called Ascend Business Tools. We will do a whole video series on Ascend. It is something that we find very useful and has really separated Wix, in our opinion, from some of the other competitors out there like Squarespace, GoDaddy. They all have their own integrations and things that work, but this is built by Wix for Wix, integrates really well with the website. And as a business owner, just really fantastic information to teach you how to use it too, and to kind of put you ahead of the game when it comes to communicating with potential customers or clients. So we'll do a little more in depth with that, but in here we'll just kind of go through what is set up on this back end here. So forms and submissions is your next one. This is any forms that you have on the site. With the free plan, you get 5. Wix will always tell you what you have. You can upgrade at any time, see what you can get with Ascend, business plan, etc. We're running the free, so we've got 5 forms to use. That's a lot of forms when you're just starting. So as you start to grow and need more and specific features, you can grow from there. Workflows. This is something a lot of people out there might consider like a sales funnel or a pipeline, if you will. But anytime a form is submitted, a lead card for that potential client or customer, or in this case, a reader of the blog, will populate in lead created. Then you can set up automations, automatically generate a quote based on information. It takes them over to the quote. Once they get the invoice, it takes them over to the paid section. It's kind of just monitoring your workflows step by step so that you can make sure that you're on track, nothing falls through the cracks. As you can see, track your leads, customize your workflows to fit your needs, and then automate it with the automation section in Ascend. So tasks and reminders. Again, if you've got authors of the blog or contributors, you can set automations to create tasks for them. So if you want to set up a task for a potential author or contributor, and you want them to do X, Y, and Z, you got the option here. So create your first tasks, assign it to specific members, and you're off to the races. Next section is your site members. Again, membership community can be built through Wix. Really cool. You can actually create member profiles, give badges, add roles, member info, specific sign up settings. You can tie other Wix apps to this so that this works with that as well. So let's say it's a payment plan, or you want to create a course. All of that stuff can be controlled, who sees what, when, where, how, through the site members section. So That's the CRM tools, marketing and SEO. Your marketing home, again, you can upgrade different features with Ascend. Some of the stuff you can do right away are get found on Google, so your SEO whiz, create an email campaign, share a social post, hire a marketing pro, things like that. Design your own logo, integrate additional tools through the Wix Marketplace, the app marketplace, or Facebook Pixels, Google Analytics, things to track activity. So in here, you've got an actually really cool marketing and scheduling calendar that'll show you what you've got posted through your page, what day, how much, etc. Your blog posts all through here if you've got them scheduled out. It just really allows you to grow and have more control of your business from here. You can do a lot of these things through other CRMs. There's a lot of them out there. There's Salesforce. There's Zoho. There's a ton of them out there. This one is tied specifically to this. You always know things work. You have one help desk for all of it. As long as it's within the Ascend family and Wix created apps, even some of the higher level integrations really works well with this setup. So again, dives in deep on Wix to Google once you set it all up. You can build an email template from here. And all of this, as I scroll down, is kind of an overview of what is on the left-hand side here. Automated emails, happy birthdays, free discounts, blog post releases, all of that stuff. Create social posts. As you go through, you can explore any template they have and kind of create your own and then post from here. As long as you set up and have created those social media accounts and platforms already, you can actually do that from here. Same with a promotional video. Pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. Nothing too fancy as far as a video editor, but enough to market your business from something on your website and have it be branded to you. It's fantastic. All of your other marketing tools, as I said, as you get down your marketing integrations, you've got your logo maker, add business cards, pretty much your one-stop shop to running an efficient business. It really does the job well. And a lot of the clients that we've set up on our end with Wix have been very happy. So analytics and reports, once you click over onto here, it'll break down your traffic overview, your sales overview, if you've got a store, who's on your site. What's really cool about Wix is, as you see up here on this bar, Wix, as long as you have the app on your phone, it works there as well. But it always shows you who's on your site, what page they're on, and it'll populate up in here on the right-hand side, somewhere around in here. But it'll show you there, and you can kind of communicate with them if you've got the chat widget. It's just so intuitive, and it allows you to stay in touch with your clients in real time. As you can see, we just started this, so there's not going to be any insights, benchmarks, anything like that. But if you want to check how fast your site is as far as load times, it'll end up once you publish and have some traffic, you can test your site speed and move on with any analytics and reports and get automated emails sent to you weekly, monthly, daily, so you can be ahead of the game and make decisions best suited for your business and have your website work for your business. Finances, again, as I said before, you can take payments as long as you have everything set up the way it needs to be set up. Manage your payment methods, take payments. All of it is pretty in depth here, and we'll dive in a little bit more as we go. Again, as I clicked that on accident, but you've got all the help you need and can have one-on-one chats with people from Wix, and they get back to you really quick. There's a ton of forums out there. So if you want more information before we get to it on these videos, please just Google Wix Help Desk and get in there. They'll take really good care of you. Channels, as I said, we've got our website, our mobile app, and our branded app. Do some more with the settings within the website, your site history. Another cool feature of Wix, if you do get in there, as you can see our email addresses, you just have to start. So our suggestion always is just get in, go around, mess up a few times, get your hands dirty. You can always click your site history and restore previous versions if you feel like you messed up. Just get in there and do. That's the biggest thing you have to do in anything in business. You just have to do it. As you go into the mobile app, you've got the Spaces app. You go in, you send a link to your phone number, and you can activate it there and download the Spaces app. You can then customize your look with branded colors, a cover image that shows up like this on the app, your logo, which shows up in the bottom left corner. You can turn your mobile site into app members, take the visitors and have app members. So you can set up a banner every time people go to your mobile site. A drop down bar comes down and says, join our community. When they click it, it takes you straight to the Spaces app and your specific community, and they can register and sign up. A lot of other features: send an email, engage with members, with a new announcement that shows up right on the app once you do have members. Really cool with the mobile app. If you want to take this exact mobile app option to the next level, you get the branded app. This will be downloadable from from iOS, which is Apple, and Android, through the Google Play Store and the App Store. So all this stuff we'll dive into at one point down the road, but this is really a game changer, and I'm really happy Wix brought this on, because a lot of people want to get into the app game and have something that people, they want to have that brand exposure right on everybody's phone. And it takes a lot of money sometimes to build these up, and you got to know the right people and the right app creator and designer to go to. Maybe it's platforms like this, but it can really break the bank too, especially for a young startup business. So this really allows that feature to be more attainable. But as we get down in through settings, we don't need to go over that right now. We can dive into that as we set up a website on a different video. But within the app section, you've got your manage apps and your app market. These are the current installed apps. You've got a podcast player, Wix blog, and Wix form and payments. Must be with that theme that you get a podcast player. Pretty cool. You can set up a podcast on something like Anchor or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. And once you do that, you can add the podcast player, and it'll integrate there and display on your website very nicely. And you can listen to it there, categorize things. It just displays it on your webpage a little better without embedding something from a third party like Shopify. We're doing work with clients with a Shopify account. So Spotify is what I meant. So you can embed a Spotify player on a web page, but this just makes it native, a little more native anyway, and makes it cleaner. So app market. This is where you can go find any apps within any category. So it'll take you kind of off the normal dashboard. So don't get alarmed. You didn't go anywhere you shouldn't have gone. Okay. But this on the left is the app market categories. You can see what's popular, what's new, any of the Wix team's picks, collect leads. If that's the specific goal you have in mind, it'll show you the apps to do that. Analyze traffic, interact, categories of marketing, selling online, etc. Okay. It's a pretty in-depth app store. And then it'll show you can just add these straight to the site. And within the dashboard, as you add one, as I go back here, it'll pop up in your apps, and then it'll be kind of up in here somewhere, and it'll just kind of continue to grow this list down. So you can access that. Sometimes they'll show up down here, but you can go add any kind of financial apps like Wave apps or QuickBooks, and you have access to that right here without having to leave and open a new window. So some of those apps are very cool. The integrations are fantastic. And I really recommend you get in there and just, like I say, get your hands dirty and mess around with what works for you. Your content manager. This will be the last one we'll go over in this video. Here you can work with content separate from design. So this is like setting up basically, lower end Google Sheets or spreadsheets, kind of like that can allow your website through different apps like repeaters to showcase that information on your website on the design front, the front end. This will be for like the back end side. So if you collect a form, it'll put it into a spreadsheet, or information from the form into a spreadsheet, and you can take that and tell it to do something on the front end. And we can dive into that down the road, but I just wanted you to see that this is available. So that kind of goes over everything on the left side. Again, up on the top nav bar, you've got new updates, new releases. Those will always populate over here as well. Any chats you have with anybody on the site will be populated up here. You can access all your account settings, I would encourage you to look through your vouchers every time you will start up a new site. There are some special features that you can get from Wix. If you don't have any in here yet, it's probably because you haven't signed up for a premium account, but you do get those vouchers once you do. So, again, on the top here, like I said, you can hire a professional. If you don't want to do it yourself, it becomes too overwhelming. You can always hire a professional there. I can't vouch for the price on that. You can obviously always contact us, connect@nectarmarketing.com. We'd be extremely happy to help you on your journey and set up a website for you with this platform and continue to monitor it for you, or help you set it up exactly how you want it to be set up, teach you how to use it, and then you can be off to the races. If it's just something you might not have the time for or want to get that in depth with, we totally understand it. That's kind of how we became a business in the first place. So we just want to give you your time back, allow you to do what you do best within your business. So however we can help, obviously that goes without question, but there's tools everywhere within Wix to help you get that going. And then you've got your help topics. Just go ahead and search anything you want. It'll populate and you can go learn a little bit more. So thank you so much for, if you made it through this entire video. I know it was long-winded and maybe not as flashy and as exciting as some of them down the line might be or will be, but we really are passionate about what we do, and we just want you to be able to use the same platforms we use and teach you how to do it best we possibly can. So thank you, and we'll see you on the other side.